14 things your cabin steward secretly can't stand, and what to do instead if you want to stay on their good side. Think you're the perfect cruiser? You might be in for a surprise. Behind those friendly smiles, cabin stewards keep quiet about a list of passenger habits that drive them up the wall. From midnight towel requests to forbidden gadgets and strange cleaning hacks, they've seen it all, and then some. Today, we're uncovering the 14 things that make cruise stewards secretly cringe, even when they're too polite to say it out loud. And wait until you hear number 6. It involves a champagne toast, a windy balcony, and a cleanup nightmare that nobody on that deck will ever forget. But first, let's start with something that looks totally harmless, yet causes more irritation than almost anything else at sea. 1. The do not disturb dilemma. Let's start with one of the most common cruise slip-ups, and almost every passenger has done it at least once. You're heading out for a fun day at sea or an exciting shore excursion. Before you leave, you hang that little "Do Not Disturb" tag on the door, thinking you're being thoughtful. You don't want anyone walking in if you decide to pop back for a nap later, right? Fast forward a few hours, you come back to your cabin and something feels off. The bed's still a mess, towels are still damp, trash can's still full, and your first thought? Wait, did they forget to clean my room? Nope, you literally told them not to. That small sign is more powerful than you think. Once it's hanging, your cabin steward is legally and strictly not allowed to enter your room even if they saw you leave hours ago. It's basically an invisible crew keep out force field. And yet tons of guests still call reception later to complain their cabin was skipped. It's an innocent misunderstanding, but for stewards, it's a daily frustration that turns good intentions into unnecessary chaos. 2. The forbidden flush fiasco. All right, let's talk toilets, the topic no one wants to bring up, but every crew member wishes passengers understood. A cruise ship toilet isn't like the one back home. It's a compact, high-powered vacuum system. Think mini jet engine meets spaceship airlock. It's designed to handle exactly 2 things: human waste and the ship's ultra-thin toilet paper. That's it. But some guests treat it like a magic trash chute. Those flushable wipes? The crew has a different name for them: plumbing grenades. And don't even get them started on sanitary items, paper towels, or random junk people think will just vanish. Someone once tried to flush an entire plastic cup. Yes, really. Here's why it's such a nightmare. One wrong flush can clog the system not just for your cabin, but for an entire row of rooms. Suddenly, half a deck is calling maintenance, and the poor steward has to face the mess while politely pretending not to notice who caused it. It's every crew member's worst kind of chain reaction, literally. 3. The towel toss trap. This one might catch you off guard because it's usually made by the nicest and most well-meaning cruisers on board. You finish your shower, use a towel, and wanting to be considerate, you fold it up neatly and place it back on the rack. How thoughtful, right? Well, not exactly. You've just created one of the greatest mysteries of the housekeeping world. Now your cabin steward has no clue if that towel is clean or used. Do they replace it, leave it, take a wild guess? And if they guess wrong, you might find yourself drying off tomorrow with the same towel that met your armpit yesterday. Stewards absolutely appreciate tidiness, but what they love even more is clarity. If it's dirty, toss it in the shower, the tub, or even in a pile on the floor. Make it obvious. Just don't fold it like you're auditioning for a cruise ship cleaning competition. 4. The Great Cabin Camouflage. Now we're stepping into the mysterious world of the cruise cabin cover-up. You'd be amazed at what stewards discover when guests try to play detective and hide the evidence. Someone cracks a glass? Instead of calling it in, they quietly kick the shards under the bed, creating a glittery landmine for the next unlucky guest. Another wraps a stained pillowcase like it's a top-secret package and tucks it behind the curtain as if that's going to fool anyone. Let's be real, this isn't a spy movie. It's a cruise ship. And stewards? They've seen it all. They know every hiding spot in those cabins better than a magician knows his props. So, when they spot that oddly shaped towel lump in the corner, they don't think, "Oh, laundry." They think, "All right, what kind of horror story am I about to uncover this time?" 5. The makeup and sunblock stain situation. Everyone loves a good vacation glow-up, but the ship's crisp white towels were never meant to be part of your beauty routine. Yet, every cruise, someone turns them into a full-on makeup removal kit. Foundation, bronzer, self-tanner, even leftover hair dye, it all ends up smeared across those once-perfect linens like the aftermath of a beauty influencer breakdown. Here's the problem. Those stains don't come out. Once a towel's been baptized in mascara and regret, it's basically ruined. And guess who ends up taking the heat for it? Your cabin steward, the poor soul who has to explain to laundry why this towel looks like it went 10 rounds with a lipstick counter. So do them a favor. Pack a few dark washcloths for your glam sessions. Your towels and your steward's sanity will thank you. 6. The balcony wine meltdown. All right, this is the one we teased at the start. The story that's equal parts tragic and hilarious. Let's talk spills, because apparently some cruise guests live by the motto, bring your own beverage disaster. Wine on the bed, soda on the desk, beer on the floor. It's like a self-serve drink special gone horribly wrong. One guest once spilled orange juice on their balcony chair, then sat on it wearing white shorts. Don't worry, the only thing permanently stained was their dignity. But the balcony spill stories? Those are legendary. One unlucky cruiser tipped over a full glass of red wine and watched in horror as it trickled down onto the cabin below, landing squarely on another guest's freshly washed swimsuit. Cue the angry knock and the most awkward guessing game ever. Excuse me, was that Merlot? Liquids and cruise cabins don't mix. They create sticky chaos. And it's your cabin steward who ends up scrubbing, deodorizing, and silently praying that your spill doesn't attract ants once the ship hits port. 7. The over-the-top towel animal request. Everyone loves that moment you open your cabin door and find a tiny elephant rocking your sunglasses or a swan perched proudly on the bed. It's one of those little cruise joys. But then there are the guests who turn it into a full-blown towel safari. I'd like a dinosaur tonight. Can you do a heart-shaped flamingo holding a rose? Hey, I saw someone got a lobster on a jet ski once. Can I get that? Look, cabin stewards are talented, but they're not running a cruise ship branch of Cirque du Towel. They're hardworking crew members juggling dozens of cabins a day, often on little rest. So yes, enjoy the adorable surprises. Snap a photo, show it off. But maybe don't treat your steward like a contestant on Towel Top Chef. Sometimes, a simple elephant is more than enough magic for one night. 8. The hovering habit. Some guests treat their cabin steward like a personal maid on demand, just waiting for their signal. They'll ask, "Am I next? What time exactly will you clean? Could you do it while I'm at breakfast, say, between 9:04 and 9:09? Meanwhile, your steward has a carefully timed routine for 20 to 25 cabins, and that schedule just went out the porthole because cabin 8123 wants their towels fluffed immediately. You'll see them pacing the hallway, arms crossed, watching the doors like they're guarding national treasure. Some even perch on the stairs, giving full, "I'd like to speak to the manager" energy. Here's the funny part, if they just waited 5 more minutes, their room would have been cleaned exactly on time. No hallway surveillance required. 9. The soaked towel shuffle. Some cabins end up looking like a swimwear tornado tore through a laundromat. Guests return from the pool, strip off their wet towels, and drop them everywhere on the bed, across chairs, soaking into the wooden desk. Some even hang them over the balcony rail, which, as we learned back in number 6, means your soggy towel might become someone else's unexpected shower. It's not just messy, it's swampy. For the steward, walking in feels like stepping into a tropical rainforest with a humidity problem. Now they've got to replace half your towel stash, all while the next cabin is asking for a towel dolphin. The fix is simple. If you want it replaced, drop it on the floor. If you want it to dry, hang it in the bathroom. Just don't turn your cabin into a DIY water park. 10. The dirty dish dilemma. This one usually starts with good intentions. A passenger thinks, I'll be eco-friendly and just reuse the glass I had my orange juice in yesterday. Nice thought, terrible execution. Cruise ships run under incredibly strict sanitation rules, and once a cup or plate's been used even once, it's supposed to be replaced. No rinse and repeat policy here. But some guests stash used dishes in drawers or keep reusing them for days. One guy was even caught using the same glass for his toothpaste rinse in the morning and his wine at night. Just no. It might seem thrifty and sustainable, but on a ship, that's basically a mini health code violation. Your steward isn't trying to lecture you, they just want to replace that cup before it starts growing something with its own zip code. 11. The premature entry problem. You've just boarded, the excitement's kicking in, and you spot your cabin door slightly open. Perfect, you think, rolling your suitcase right inside. But here's the issue, it's not ready yet. The bed might still be half-made, the bathroom unstocked, and there's a fair chance your steward is still mid-cleaning, holding a trash bag, a mop, or your future towel swan missing a wing. It's not just awkward, it throws off their entire rhythm on the busiest day of the cruise. Now they have to circle back later, hoping you're not mid-nap, and redo a room they were 5 minutes from finishing. Embarkation day is already organized chaos for the crew, so do everyone a favor, wait for the green light before turning almost ready into, surprise, I'm home. 12. The balcony lockout blunder. This one's practically a cruise ship tradition at this point. It happens so often, the crew could write a book about it. There are two classic versions. First, you step outside to grab that perfect sunset selfie. Then click. The balcony door locks behind you. Now you're standing there in a towel, holding a drink, realizing both your phone and your dignity are trapped inside. Or the hallway edition, you step out to grab some ice, no key card, door swings shut, and suddenly you're barefoot, holding an empty bucket, hoping someone walks by who doesn't assume you're breaking in. And guess who gets flagged down mid-shift to fix it? Your cabin steward. They have to stop cleaning, call security, and rescue you from your own private escape room. Cruise tip: never let that door close all the way unless someone's inside or you're ready to shout across balconies, "Hey neighbor, I locked myself out." 13. The silent damage cover-up. This one seems small but turns into chaos fast. Maybe your shower isn't draining, a light's flickering like a horror movie scene, or your toilet sounds like it's summoning sea spirits every time you flush. Some guests notice these things and then wait 4 days to say anything. By the time they mention it, your steward's already in full turnaround mode for the next guest, scrambling to get maintenance in for a fix that should have happened days ago. They're not upset that something broke, things happen. What frustrates them is not knowing until the last minute. What could have been a 5-minute repair becomes a full-on emergency. So if something's off in your cabin, just tell your steward right away. They can't fix what they don't know, and they're always happy to help when they actually get the heads up. 14. The one thing that actually hurts. Of all the things stewards secretly hate, this final one isn't about towels, toilets, or spilled cocktails. It's about respect or the lack of it. You pass your cabin steward in the hallway, they smile and say, "Good morning," or "Enjoy your day," and you just walk by without a glance. No nod, no smile, nothing. It might seem harmless, but for someone greeting hundreds of guests a day, it stings. These are the people making sure your vacation stays effortless, cleaning your room, swapping your sandy towels, fixing your messes, and yes, folding that little towel elephant you just posted online. When someone treats them like they're invisible, it genuinely hurts. Stewards don't need grand gestures or big speeches. Just a smile, a quick "thank you," using their name. It costs you nothing and means the world to them. Because when you show them kindness, They'll go the extra mile for you every single time. If you're still here, I'm guessing you're not the kind of guest who drives the crew crazy. But hey, if you've accidentally done one or two of these before, no worries. Now you know the insider scoop, and your next cruise just got smoother, not just for you, but for the amazing crew who keep everything running behind the scenes. Cabin stewards work long hours to make your voyage unforgettable, and a little awareness goes a long way. Skip these habits, show a bit of courtesy, and trust me, you'll not only earn their gratitude, you might just get the best service of your life. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Cruise Cypher for more hidden cruise secrets and tips straight from the decks. And hey, if you've got your own wild cruise story, especially one involving towel animals or late-night room surprises, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it.